Hi there, I'm James Townend from AMS Neve, and we're here at Musikmesse 2018, and we've brought some interesting things to show off and demonstrate to the world to show what we do.
And James, what Neve is doing nowadays?
So we're very fortunate to have a long history. So we have a history of analog consoles, which is what we're most famous for, but also digital consoles for film and cinema. And so we try to bring a mix of products here just to show what the company does. So on my left you can see this is the Genesis Black console, and this is an analog console but with a lot of digital control, because studios nowadays have to work so quickly, then they have to change projects very fast. So a traditional analog console slows people down too much. People want to be able to, and the clients expect for people to change projects very quickly. So this is where the design for this console came from. Whereas to your right, you can see this BCM10 console here, which someone's in the middle of enjoying. And this is like a time machine. This is to show the other side, which is a very traditional analog side. And this console was first released in 1969. So that's a lot of history in front of you there. But we made the decision a couple of years ago that it's the right time to reintroduce this. We added a few more features to make it more usable today, but without changing it too much and ruining the spirit of the original design.
What is the future of the sound, of the mixing, music production, in your point of view, James?
Well, it's quite optimistic now, because for a long time people moved in the box for the convenience and speed of working in the box, but it seems to us, for how our products are selling, that people are recognizing that there's still something missing, and still that sort of analog warmth that's so important to just give that extra little bit of character to a recording is important. So we are selling product. Who'd think people would still be buying analog consoles in this year? But the improvement and that extra sweetness and warmth that you get from an analog console is still important to people, and the inspiration that comes with it. So as long as people want to chase the high quality, we're still going to be selling equipment. And so,
but in terms of the digital now, what the features that this mixer has?
Yeah, so
you could point as a highlight.
So again, the main design for this was to try and make it in a small space, so it could work in, because modern studios are smaller now, more independent. The days of the big, large studios with lots of different rooms, people aren't building these now. It's more individual. Someone will build a studio for themselves and for their own work. So it had to be compact. So when you look at the channel, you can see there's no controls for EQ and dynamics, and that's because they're controlled from the center. You can see an EQ here we're adjusting, and so it looks like a plug-in, but it's actually directly controlling the hardware. And the advantage of this is that you can do things that we are obvious in digital consoles, so that you can copy and paste and link channels together, but to be able to do that on an analog console is great, and very convenient. And again, this console has some digital converters inside it, so it's an all analog signal path, but then there's AD, DA cards fitted, so there's a MADI interface, so it's very simple for installation. It has an internal power supply, so you don't need to build a machine room and lots of extra equipment. So a modern studio, they don't want to spend a lot of installation, lots of wiring and cabling. It has to be easy to set up and easy to use, and so this is what's the features with this console are.
And how much does it cost?
So the one you see before you today in this configuration is about 42,000 euros. So that's including the converters and the EQ and dynamics that you see.
It's all made in UK?
Yes, and this is the most important part, and thank you for asking this question, is that...
Not made in Asia?
Absolutely not, no. Everything, the hardware, the design, every line of software is all written in our factory in Burnley, in the north of England, where we've been for a long time, and that's how it is. And that explains the pricing, and that explains the product range, is because that's the most important thing for us, to keep control and to be able to work very quickly. And so, yeah, if you're ever in England, come and see us. We'll prove it to you.
And about, do you have any amplifiers, or what do you have it here?
So here, this is just showing the outboard range. So the consoles are great, everybody loves a big console, but back in the real world, people are making small studios very compact, and so we still need to be able to offer them something so they can get this Neve sound. So you can see across the top we have the 500 series, so we have preamplifiers, EQ and compressors, and then as we go down we've got various different versions of the mic amplifiers. This is the newest 1073 DPX, which is 2 channels with some extra features, DI for instruments and some metering. Here we have the 4081, which is a remote controlled quad 1081 preamplifier, and then the 33609N compressor, which is the classic Neve compressor, and then finally the summing mixer. So again, for someone who doesn't have the space or budget for a full console, but they still like the sound of the analog summing, they're able to use this and get the console sound, but without having a big console in their facility. So hopefully just to give an overview of the various different products that we offer.
And what is the future of Neve? What you are doing inside the company that probably people will see in a few months or 1 year later?
Well, because it's a company that's been around for a very long time, we tend to move slowly and slow growth to do what we do best. So we're still making large format analog consoles, the various different products you see, and we like to make a product for a long time and just continually make it better and better. So you don't see lots of new products from us every year with lots of new things, but we like to improve the products we have and make these upgrades available to all our customers. So if you want to see lots of new features all the time, that's not us. But if you want a company that's still going to be around in 20, 30, 40 years, then come and talk to us.
Something reliable.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Not something easy to be non-updated.
That's right, something you can keep for a lifetime. This console is going to be around when I'm long gone. This console will still be around making music.
All right, thank you so much.
Is that okay? Yeah.